So it's 1992, you're 16 years old, and you get your first bid. You were at a pool hall, friends are playing pool, you're playing Street Fighter. Your friend
Oh,
tells you a
yeah.
girl keeps looking at you,
Oh my
right?
God. How you
You
know
go
it?
and holla at her.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what
Right.
happened.
You go and holla at her. Her
Yeah.
friend happens to be a Flying Dragons member. He confronts you and asks you to go outside. And then there's the confrontation with the shooting, with him getting shot 6 times. There was a camera at the pool hall, right?
Yeah.
And you left your jacket at the pool hall, and inside the jacket had your personal information in it, like your
A breakup letter, a Dear John letter. God, at that time I was going on with like 3 girls, and they knew about it, but she got tired of that shit, and she put my picture in there and like a 5-page breakup letter. Like I didn't even have time to read because I got it that same day. And I used to have these rings with the 2 hearts in it. Like I bought, like I knew that there's the jeweler from Canal Street. I used to get it for mad cheap, so I used to give those out like candy. And the ring was in there, and it was in my coat pocket. And I left the coat in there because I had to run out the pool hall.
So when you're the confrontation, whatever you're comfortable with sharing, of course, I know this is a sensitive topic, so
I mean, the case is, I did it. I did the time already. So and
right.
I
But I've heard you
I
say in
admitted my
other
guilt.
interviews that you don't like to talk about it too much in depth. So I'm just saying, like, whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Oh no, those are that's the cases that are still active. Like people trying to sue me from the shit I did in jail. Those are the cases I don't like to talk about. The cases I caught
Oh
behind the
no,
wall.
I heard you say to Mike in an interview that you said that I don't like to go in depth about the first bid, about the first incident,
because I don't want to villainize the victim. I don't want to villainize the victim. And I also don't want to peel scabs off, But I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to give you an exclusive for your channel, that this is one story I've never shared, okay? I was in such a fucked up mindset at the time that, like I told you, I had no value of human life whatsoever. When I was playing the Street Fighter game, right? Somebody had joined in without asking me, and he had beat me in the game. And I'm just sitting there fuming. And I said, you know what? When he goes in the bathroom, I'm going to follow him in the bathroom and blow his fucking head off in the bathroom. That was my mindset back in the days, So I said, you know what? He's still playing. He's not losing. So I said, fuck it. Now I'm going to do the same thing he did to me. I'm going to join in without asking, and I'm going to play. And I did. And I beat him, and he walked away. And that's when my boy came and said, hey, that girl is checking you out, So my emotions were already a little bit high up there, because the dude beat me in the game without asking permission to join in. Like when you live that gang life, your mentality is different. You're like, yo, you're going to either respect me or I'm going to have to make you respect me,
You're
So,
always
yeah.
on 10, basically.
Yeah, I was
always looking
always
for
on
a
10.
reason.
I was always looking for a reason. I was always on 10, Like I was on go time. I wake up in the morning, I'm on go time. Right before I go to sleep, I'm still on go time. Like if I have a nightmare, I want to kill my nightmare. That's the type of mentality I had. Any given moment is go time.
So you didn't need to take coke. You're like naturally on
Except sexy time. Yeah, except sexy time. Yeah, sexy time. No, I'm not on go time during sexy time. It's just sexy time. But other than sexy time, go time, I'm on go time 24/7.
It's a different type of go time at that time.
But, oh yeah, that was a different type of go time. Yeah, but yeah, that's that. And again, people nowadays might think that that's unique or whatever, but everybody in my generation was doing that. Everybody was on go time. I wasn't special. I wasn't like only one living that life. Every crew had somebody like me. Every crew might have had 2, 3 people like me. It was a different era.
So when you went outside for the confrontation, why did you guys not? Why did it escalate so quickly? Why wasn't it just like a fight? Why did it have to go to shooting?
Because I already said I was gonna clap somebody after I lost that game from Street Fighter. It was just somebody else now. I already had it in my mind. That's what I was gonna do. I already had it in my mind. Somebody getting clapped today, and it's this horrible way to think. But as a gangbanger, that's what you that's what you're programmed. That's what you're trained to think like. Like you know how they train Navy SEALs to react to danger or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comparing myself to a Navy SEAL, but we was groomed to pop on sight. We was groomed that if you see another enemy gang, just let shots off. Let it be known. Let your presence be felt. You know, you want to grow up to be like me. I'm the die low. You want to grow up to be like me. Start clapping, motherfuckers. Start making a name for the crew. Little that my young impressionable mind knew, the ones that are die lows are the manipulators that they ain't bust a fucking grape. They won't bust a fucking grape in a food fight. So it's like, eh, live and learn. Live and learn.
Did you feel anything change in you after that incident when you shot him? You knew he was dead already immediately when you shot him?
Yeah. Yeah. That was the 10.
Did you feel anything change in you?
No, not really.
Not at
Like,
all.
no, it's just a regular thing. People, we let shots off all the time. Sometimes you don't know if you hit somebody or not. So it's just that this time I know for sure I did.
So how long after the incident do you get caught by the cops?
3 weeks. 3
3
weeks.
weeks.
I was still in the hood. I was still standing on the street, still hugging the block. I wasn't on the ride. I didn't take off or disappear.
Did you remember like, hey, my coat is there and there might be things tying me to the
Nah,
crime? Not at all.
nope, nope.
So
Because the
you didn't
first
know there
time
was a camera.
I didn't know, but the first 2-3 days, I stayed in and I got the newspaper and I checked because back then every time you open the newspaper they talk about gang killing, suspect is such and such, such. So I scanned all the newspaper. It was this little small blurb in there. There was a shooting in the pool hall, boom, boom, boom. It didn't say anybody died. It didn't say they didn't like give the picture of the person that they're looking for. So I'm like, oh, all right, nobody knows. Nobody know who the fuck I am. So back on the street, back on the block.
So when they catch you, where do they arrest you at?
In my house because I was in my own apartment at that time because they gave me my own apartment and I was living with this girl at the time. And one of my ex bros beat me and said, "Yo, where you at?" I said, "Yeah, I'm at this apartment." He's like, "Yo, they got your picture and they're walking around the block asking for you." I said, "Oh, word." I'm like, "Damn, good looking. I'm out." So then my mom beat me and said, "Yo, the cops came to the house looking for you. They said that they're after you and they know you're armed and dangerous, and that if they catch you, don't resist because they said they'll shoot you because they said that you killed somebody. So you're like armed and dangerous, high threat." So in my little simple mind, I'm like, "Oh, they went to my house already. They ain't going back there." So I called a cab and I went back to my house, and I went in through the back and I stayed there for a couple of days plotting on what I was gonna do. Now I'm ready to dip. Because now you got my picture and you're looking all over for me. And you came to my house looking for me. Now I'm ready to dip. I'm thinking, motherfuckers get fucking smuggled from China to America all the time. It shouldn't be hard to smuggle me to China. I just go on the return trip. That's what my mind was thinking. But little did I know,
Right.
they found out I was back in my house and they came and surrounded I lived on a dead end street at the time. So they had like snipers on the roof across the street. They had like people all over the place. And they came and they knocked on the door and they said, "Yo, we know he's in there. If we have to come in here or whatever, and we think he's armed, we might shoot him and he might die." So they tricked my parents into opening the door up for them. I was already hiding in the basement. So I didn't hear all this. Because later on, I asked my dad, "Why you let them in?" Like, and then he told me, he says, "I didn't want you to die. They said they was gonna kill you because they know you're armed and dangerous." And I was like, "But I'm not. I didn't bring no guns here because I know. But anyway, that's how I got caught.
So what was the trial like? Like how long did the trial last for?
Oh, I didn't go to trial. I didn't go to trial. I was in Rikers Island for like from October 17th, 1992 to like February 10th, 1994. I was in Rikers Island going back and forth to court. And eventually they gave me a plea bargain and I took it.
So what was that time period like? Like what are you thinking when you're going to Rikers Island at 16 years old?
It's just another, it's street gang was like undergraduate school. Rikers Island is graduate school. I go up north, it's like I'm getting a doctorate degree. It's steps to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, in my mindset, I want to be a gangbanger forever. I want to bang for the rest of my life. So going to jail is just another notch in my belt. You know, it's nothing. Plus, I was so young. I didn't know what I was missing. I didn't care about that. So what? You say, well, what are you really taking away from me? Except girls. You know what I'm saying? I was 16 years old. But I don't care. I wasn't expecting to live past 20 anyway. 20 was my over and under.
Right. So they charge you as an adult and you get sentenced to 12 years, right?
Yeah,
And
as
what
an
prison
adult.
do they send you to?
I went to so many jails. I went to so many jails. I went from Rikers Island, I went to downstate to Elmira to Southport, Southport to Comstock back to Southport to Kasaki to Sing Sing back to Southport to Upstate Box to Attica, then Attica to, where did I go from Attica out there? Attica to Auburn back to Southport, back to Attica. I was in Attica 3 times. I was in Southport the most times, and I've been in a few spots.
Wow. So out of all those spots, where would you say you spent most of your time?
Oh, Southport.
Top four. Okay.
Yeah.
When I hear you talk about prison, at least the first stint, right? You didn't really take it serious. It wasn't like, oh shit, I fucked up. I need to change my life. It was almost
No.
like I done leveled up.
I
I need
done
to
leveled
dedicate
up.
myself more to the gang. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And like,
Build my rep
but
up.
where you were housed there wasn't a lot of Chinese, right?
No, there wasn't. There
So
wasn't.
so what was the politics and the dynamic of that, like, of being there where there's not a lot of Chinese people to like stick
Well,
together with?
I grew up in Brooklyn. So usually back then, before all these jailhouse gangs like took over and stuff like that, like dudes you hung out with either your own race, like the white dudes hung out with the white dudes, Spanish dudes hang out with Spanish dudes, some Muslims hang out with Muslims, 5%ers hang out with 5%ers. Like birds of a feather flock together. So one of the toughest crews that used to hang out with each other, dudes from Brooklyn. All right, we're not in a gang, but yo, he's from Brooklyn, so we from Brooklyn. We gonna look out for each other. So Brooklyn motherfuckers always hold each other down. So they started saying Brooklyn was a crew. Like on my ankle, like I rep Brooklyn when I was locked up, because I'm from Brooklyn. I got the 718 tattoo. So uh I never needed to hang out with Asian dudes for like acceptance. Like I felt I was better than everybody else anyway. It's like it's about me. I don't want to share the spotlight. I want to be the only Asian dude in the jail. I want to be the only Asian dude putting in work. So I don't want to share the spotlight. I don't want to be in the jail with other people that look like me. I'm a unicorn. I want to shine. Anywhere I go, I want to shine. I want to outshine everybody. So that was my mentality.
See what I told you about being a star?
No, that's the street life. That was when I was in the streets.
No, no.
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
But you end up doing more time because you were getting into so much trouble, right? Like you
Yeah,
actually did 18 years instead of 12.
yeah.
What did they charge you with, like, that led you to getting more time?
Assaults. And again, this is one of the things that they're still pursuing, that the family of the person is still pursuing legal actions against me to this day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't talk about it.
All right, so you end up doing 18 years and you come out at the age of 34. Those are very formidable years that you end up missing out on. You didn't get to go to prom. You didn't get to experience like certain milestones that kids experience, right?
I didn't
How
want
do
them.
you
I did
right,
more.
but like, so you felt like the experience of being in prison was better than being on the outside.
No. Prison sucks. I would never choose prison over the outside. But it's a stepping stone. Like nobody want to go to school, but you have to go to school if you want to expand your horizons. If you want to get a better job in the future, you're gonna go to school. But not everybody enjoys going
Right.
to school. So for me, prison was like school. I don't enjoy being there, but it's a necessary stepping stone for me to advance my career in this lifestyle that I chosen.
So it's like getting a degree.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
streets,
yeah.
basically.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what it was. That's why, like, back then I was prone to violence. So in there, you can be as violent as you want, you know. So you can do what you like to do. You like to hurt people, you can hurt people in there, you know. So it's like the Wild Wild West with CEOs watching you.
Right. Now, you've said in the past this is something you deeply regret, and if you could, you would take it back because this version of Richie knows people shouldn't be able to take other people's lives, right? But
Yes.
during that time, you was different.
Yes.
Now, you had been in gang life all your life and it was all you knew, but now you feel some regret when you think about it. Were
Of
those
course.
feelings something that progressed over time as you reflected, or was it like you instantly felt regret when you were locked up?
No, I didn't. There was no instant regret because I was young minded. I was 16, so I was bragging about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
murderers get the
I
most
caught a
respect in
body.
prison. I caught a body. Yeah, what you in here for? I caught a body. What you in here for? You know, fuck you asking me what I'm in here for. I'm in for killing somebody. What you in here for? You know that type of attitude. You know, so I could say that. I could say that because that's what I was in there for. You know, so yeah, it was like a rite of passage. It's a horrible mindset. It's a horrible mindset. But it was a part of right is a rite of passage for people that want to pursue the lifestyle I led.
Right. Did you know China Mac personally before he became China Mac?
No, we're different era, different eras. I
You
got
guys
locked up in
are
1992.
around the same age though, right?
I got locked up in 1992,
Oh, okay. Got you.
right? And no, we're not around the same. Even we don't know each other's exact age, right? But even if he's 45 or 46 right now, even if I don't know, if that's 4 years. 4 minus 16 is 12. There's no way we could, be in the same generation. But we had met through mutual. Oh no, we had met through a mutual friend. I had a friend that was locked up with him, and my friend had called me, and we know those phone calls is recorded, So stuff that he wanted to talk to me about, China Max said it in Chinese, and that's how we communicated. It wasn't even nothing illegal. It was just like, yo, can you check on my sister where she's at? Like, apparently he didn't want the administration to know about his sister. But it's not important what the conversation was, but that's how we met. That's how we met. And when he came out, we met a few times, and we did a show together. We was on the show together, so we worked together and stuff. We just didn't. We
I
just
would love to see
wasn't.
you guys do an interview together.
Uh, yeah, yeah. When he comes back, uh, our past is pretty into our future is pretty intertwined right now. So y'all might get that. Y'all might see that soon. You know, I mean,
I caught that hint. Okay.
the last time I seen him in person was at my wedding. He came with sneakers. I was like, yo, bro, what are you doing? But it's like I'm a public figure. And I was the same way. So I was like, you're right, bro. And that's the last time I seen him.